So Adam's a dick and he's moving up the extermination. How will we handle this? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episode 2 of Hazbin Hotel. I've been excited for this ever since we did the first one last week, and I'm glad that I'm choosing to do, at least for the time being, one episode at a time. I think it just works better this way. It allows for a more enjoyable experience, and for the show to just be more properly taken in as a viewer for me. And it sucks though, because there's multiple episodes in All Out, and the problem is that other people are binging, like, pretty much every streaming service kind of begs you to do nowadays. And because of this, there are spoilers everywhere. And I've been doing my best to avoid them. And I've pretty much done so. The only things I've seen have been stuff that's from the trailer, basically. Shots that are either from the trailer, characters that are from the trailer, but I might not have seen that specific shot before. Nothing I haven't actually found out anything, about specifics. I haven't heard any of the songs or found out any specific big plot points or anything. Just seen random out of context screenshots here and there. And even then, I've been trying to avoid those as much as I could. So, I'm very excited to see what comes next. Hopefully, this continues to be very good. I think this is slated for 8 episodes currently. I was going to look it up and I kept forgetting. But I think it's slated for currently 8 episodes. And, episodes 1 through 4 were kind of all released at once. And then 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8, I think, are being released together. So it's there's not even a single episode that's being released on its own. And that's really unfortunate. It's just I know it's just kind of the time we live in, where everything, especially on streaming, is being released in all these batches, or sometimes, a lot of times, all at once. And I understand that that's a thing, but at the same time, it's annoying, if I'm being completely honest, because it hurts the overall experience, and it hurts retention rates. Even if you want to argue about, the experience of watching it, because that's subjective, let's be honest. It is proven to hurt retention rates of a show when it's released all at once. It's you get a lot of viewership and a lot of people talking about it for a week, but then people move on. Obviously, it's not as bad when you release, batches, at a time. Every week we're going to release 2 to 4 episodes or so like this. But still, after, a week after those last 2 episodes are released, nobody's going to be talking about this anymore, because they'll have just marathon through it. Retention rates work so much better with a weekly release. That's why, for most anime, not counting those that are, put on Netflix and stuff, retention rates tend to be a lot higher. It's really sad. And I really hope that this series doesn't, get hurt because of it. Now, I also wanted to show off something here real quick. So, this is a piece of art I did. I haven't done art in over a year. But I decided to do one after seeing the first episode. And yeah, this is a piece of art I did of Lute, Adam's right hand. Here, let's move it over here so you can see my face. I decided to do this specifically of Lute because I felt like she had a fun design and would be a character I could feel comfortable drawing because of, a lot of issues with my self-image, I guess you could say. I think it's more like I'm just not very confident in my drawing abilities, and so I felt like loot would be easier to do. So I wanted to show this off here as well. Um, and now for everybody who might be wondering, why is this being posted today instead of Friday? Um, the reason for that is because I'm not going to be able to be around on Friday. This Friday, I'm actually going to be gone at a convention near me, and because of that, I'm not going to be around to be able to record. So I had to kind of not only compact things down into just recording and uploading Monday through Thursday, because this week, the entire weekend, I'll be gone, Friday through Sunday. I not only had to compact everything to Monday through Thursday, but I also decided to switch things around a little bit, cut a couple of shows from this week. I basically had to switch around this week just to make up for that. And because of that, shows are on different days in a lot of cases. And like the movie reaction, there's only going to be one this week, and it's going to be uploaded during the week rather than during the weekend. So there's some changes made for this week specifically. And next week is going to go back to our regular schedule, but we're also going to have the added part of a movie every single day of the week. So there's that as well. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what else we have in store for this. And hopefully, I end up really enjoying this one. Because the pilot was something that I loved. Episode 1 was fantastic. And so I'm really hoping that this continues to just stick the landing after all this time of waiting, and just really solidifies this as one of the best out there. And maybe it'll even make it onto my top 10 shows list. So here's hoping. But yeah, I don't know, like, again, plot-wise, what's coming up or whatnot. I don't know episode titles. I don't know anything specific, really. And all the screenshots I have seen are like kind of just randomly thrown about, so I don't even know what episodes each one are from. So yeah. But this is gonna be fun. We're gonna just continue to get into this and hope for the best. So I think I'm about to sneeze. Ooh. Excuse me. Ugh. Let's get into this. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, there's two possibilities I see with this. Either Serpentius really is sorry and is, he was, chastised by Vox there and is genuinely upset by it and is willing to give this a shot. Or the second option is that this is actually part of the plan and has been the entire time. That he was supposed to get caught, he was supposed to call Vox there and get chastised and fake being upset by it to earn their trust and loyalty. That is the only two options, and honestly, I don't know which one seems more likely at this point. I could believe either option. With how this series is going and how the writing is and everything, I could see either one being the case. Now, I would prefer it to be the former. Because I feel like doing a fake out here and then trying to redeem him later on, which will obviously be the case, if that is the option they go with. I feel like that'd be a bit too much to do a double fake out like that. I feel like doing one fake out is fine, but trying to do a double fake out rarely works right. So I'm hoping that it is just as simple as he got caught, Vox chastised him, and now he's, well, on the path to redemption. I also like that Angel is jealous. Because Angel, it was made very clear in the pilot, and it's now being made again very clear here. The Angel does genuinely want to be redeemed, but he just doesn't know how. He's so addicted to everything, and he's clearly in this horrifically abusive relationship with Valentino. And it's very clear that he's not in a good place, to the point where he wants to get away from all of that, and he wants to change, but he just doesn't know where to begin, and he doesn't want to just give up all the things that he's loved, that the things that have given him comforts, like drugs. As bad as that is, you shouldn't look to drugs for comfort like that. I mean, except maybe like marijuana, that's not that big a deal, but you get the gist. Nonetheless, it is a comfort for him. And so it's going to be interesting to see how he tackles this going forward, and what really starts to help him make these changes. If that even is where it goes, because with the extermination, the angels and everything, who knows if we're even going to be able to keep that goal. I mean, we might come to realize that heaven is not maybe a place that we want to deal with and send sinners to. That maybe we have to find a different solution. I mean, it's unclear right now, but you get the gist. We got to really meet the V's in this episode, Vox, Velvet, and Valentino. We got a brief glimpse of them in the pilot. Vox and Valentino are pretty much exactly what I expected them to be like. Velvet is not at all. Like, you see this brief glimpse of Velvet in the pilot, and she's like cuddling up to Vox and like taking a selfie and all, and she seems very excitable and very kind of made me think of Harley Quinn in a way. Like in terms of like, that's what I always imagined her personality would be like. But in this, she kind of reminds me of, I don't know, like the boss, the evil quote unquote boss from like the Cruella movie. You know what I mean? Like, I guess kind of what I've always imagined the one character in that Devil Wears Prada movie is probably like. I've never seen it, but from what I've heard about it, it's like the one like main character, the again boss, is supposed to be like very fashion forward and very like, talented and everything, but also kind of a self-righteous bitch and everything, very very focused on everything going according to her desires and her plans and her view of fashion. Yeah, it's not the personality I expected at all, is what I'm trying to say for Velvet. I'm not gonna say it's like bad. I just wasn't expecting it, and it's thrown me off a little bit. I'll obviously be watching the episode many more times, with reactions and just on my own and with my sister and everything. So I'll have time to, like, get a better view on it, I guess you could say, and to see it within the context of the series a little better. But it's just definitely not what I expected. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just, again, I'm going to have to see it more to really get a feel for it. But this episode has some fun action, has some more great music. Voice acting is good. it continues all of that from before. All of that is as good as ever. Um, definitely, definitely the biggest appeal of this episode for me, though, is the Angel Dust stuff. Like I mentioned in the first episode, Angel is my favorite character from the pilot and from all the build up and everything we got with this series. And again, I fully admit and fully acknowledge that could change at any time. As this series continues, like my favorite character could shift to Charlie or to Vaggie or Nifty or anyone really. But Angel is just my early favorite because of knowing the character and everything prior and what I know of him. And yeah. Um, so the stuff that it kind of hinted towards and started to build up to in this episode is definitely what I was waiting for to see with this series. And I'm very interested to see how they tackle a lot of this because it I mean, obviously this series is going to go in some dark places, but I feel like that's going to get pretty damn dark. And hopefully they handle it very well because that could easily go in the wrong direction if they're not careful about it. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just really excited to see where this continues to go. This has just continued to impress me, and I like how we're getting to see the rivalry of Alistair and Vox in kind of full force in this episode too. So that's pretty fun. We got to see like that little like anti-crack play that was in the trailer that Charlie had Angel and Serpentius do. And we even got a little bit more Nifty in this episode, finding out that she apparently has a notable thing for bad boys. And the instant Serpentius shows that he actually wants to be redeemed, she's not interested anymore. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to see where this continues to go. In the meantime, though, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of Hazbin Hotel? Let me know, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.